Hank's Past. Written and read by Gregory the Enterprising Steam Engine. A sequel to Heave Ho Thomas. After Hank helped Thomas with his heavy load, Thomas now considers Hank as a good friend. Even the other big engines were impressed of Hank, especially Henry and Angelo, the two green engines. One day, Hank was resting in the yard when Thomas puffed in. "Hello, Hank," he whistled. "Howdy, Thomas," replied Hank. "How you doing?" "I'm doing fine," said Thomas. "Tell me, what was it like back in America?" "Okay. If that's what you want to know, then I'll tell you." And this was the story Hank told. "Long ago, back in the United States, I was an express engine like Gordon is, except I work on the Pennsylvania Railway. My siblings and I would pull all passenger trains back and forth. We liked this job. And some of my siblings often told me that in New York there were these streamlined engines known as the New York Central Hudsons, and they had a very cool design. Although some of them were pompous, arrogant, and rude." "Wow," said Thomas. "Reminds me of Spencer." "Some of them, on the other hand, were friendly, polite, and always wanted what was best for the others." And sometimes we would get visitors from Canada, the opposite of America. Some were nice, some were focused on their work. It wasn't until some years later when diesels started to take over the railroad and steam engines all over the network were withdrawn from service. Me and two of my siblings were the only ones to be preserved. "I just hope they're alright," Hank said. How many of your siblings did you know the most? "Well, the closest two were two twin locomotives. You see, their names were Rex and what was the other one's name again? I don't remember. What was his name again? Oh yeah, Larry. Rex and Larry. Rex was a hard-working engine. He got his name Rex because he liked dinosaurs. Larry, on the other hand, was pompous, rude, but still hard-working. He was, you could say, a bit like your Spencer of all engines. While some of my siblings did get streamlined, I remained unstreamlined. Thomas was amazed. He had never heard of such an amazing story. A few days later, Hank came out of the works with a new makeover. He was now painted in a lighter shade of blue with red stripes and blue wheels. Hank was very proud of this look. The next day, Thomas came to say goodbye to Hank. "I guess it's time for you to go home, Hank." "It is, Thomas. But I'll never forget you." "Maybe you can come back and visit us again one day," said Thomas. "Maybe," replied Hank. "Well, I better go. Bye now. See ya, Hank." and Hank puffed away. Thomas wondered if he would ever meet another foreign engine. But we all know, don't we, that a few years later, Thomas came across a foreign engine from Japan. And I bet you know who I'm talking about. Don't you?